It's around 8 AM, just an hour before my day job. So let me introduce HexLands. A turn-based city builder strategy game with roguelike elements set on peaceful, procedural, medieval islands ready to be settled. Expand your empire to as many islands as possible as they are getting less and less habitable. Gather different resources for different purposes. Construct buildings with mechanics varying from simple to complex, complete procedural quests for rewards, or collect tools or spells which can be saved for future, maybe less fortunate islands. The game gets endlessly harder and harder until you can't progress any further with your current skills and mastery. So of course there will be a leaderboard, and I can't wait to see you beating my high scores, because it's always fun to see players beating the developers in their own game. So if I got you interested, continue watching the video, and of course feel free to subscribe, hit the bell, etc. And join our Discord server, link down below, because soon I will release a playable pre-alpha demo, and it would be great if we could shape the game together. The game's core idea, as you will see, was inspired by Islanders, because I just love that game. So anyway, let's begin. Once you arrive on an island or level, every turn you have to choose from a maximum of 3 buildings, which are randomly selected from a pool of currently buildable buildings. But you can also use one of the available tool or spell cards, which are useful against some harmful events, or for example in terraforming the island a bit. And these cards are pretty valuable because they are the only things you can carry over to future islands, other than some passive traits or perks, which I will talk about later. But every few turns there will be also procedural quests available with some nice rewards, so you must decide whether you stick to your own plans or you start chasing a quest. Or maybe you are lucky and they are in the same direction, so you can do both of them at the same time. Once you can progress on the current island, you must head to the next one, well, if the current island is populated enough. Otherwise your empire has reached its final size and game over. So choose your next move carefully, try considering everything, and plan ahead. One bad decision and you may have just made the island's growth come to a halt in the next or so turn. And by the way, this is why I ditched gridless islands, because I think grids are more comfortable for planning, strategizing, etc. And for example, with gridless, sometimes you have to carefully move your mouse millimeter by millimeter, or for you Imperial guys across the ocean, inch by inch. So squeeze something into a really small hole, which in the end may never even fit, and that I found really tedious and frustrating. Of course there are more features planned, for example a deeper session by progression. I plan to create tiers for islands, tier 1 being the basic first one obviously, and later tiers would have new mechanics, making them harder or at least different. But perks or traits would be rewarded after completing each island, and they would persist through the whole session. And I would also generate a procedural tree of islands for all tiers, like a skill or talent tree. So the player can choose between 2 or 3 islands, each being a bit different, and each giving a different minor passive perk or trait. And based on the path the user takes, at the end of this tree there would be a major trait as a reward. But I really have to design this system carefully because I plan to have short sessions, a maximum of maybe 45 minutes, so no more than 3 tiers. But this tiering is a bit against my endless gameplay plans, so maybe tiers would be procedural as well, I don't know. Let me know what do you think, feel free to suggest ideas down below, and thanks in advance. And as you could have guessed already, there is no combat planned currently. But who knows, maybe a simple combat will be implemented, let me know down below. Once again, it would mean a lot to me if you could try it once I finish the first demo, so feel free to subscribe, hit the bell, and join our Discord channel so you won't miss a thing. So this is what I've been working on for some time, like 4 months already, and I really wanted to have a working demo as soon as possible so I can refine the design before I would polish anything. But I couldn't help myself, fearing that people wouldn't like the gameplay because of the programmer art. I delayed the demo and polished further and further, so I hope it was worth it. And for those who can't wait for my ARPG to be playable, I hear you. Once again, my goal is to release a smaller game to get some of my energy back for my bigger ARPG project. But don't worry, this time I won't freeze it till the smaller project is fully done. I will switch project every now and then, or maybe work on them at the same time, just like now. By the way, currently I'm also making a deal with a composer, so Grimstone will have a nice atmospheric soundtrack instead of my own very prototypish one. And some of you may remember Regrowth, the first commercial game I released. It's a small puzzle game, by the way, feel free to check it out on Steam. So my first reason to start a parallel project was that I wanted to make something which could be built upon my previous game's Regrowth framework. So I could spare a lot of time, and with some changes, a new skin, in a few months I would have a fun game with all the design issues fixed. But in the end I came up with HexLands design, which seemed like a really fun idea, but also differs too much from Regrowth. And I didn't want to freeze this new idea just so I could reuse more stuff from Regrowth, and also Regrowth codebase became really ugly by the end. And I also learned a lot since then, so maybe I should never reuse it at all. So I started from scratch. Of course, through the past 3 years I bundled lots of useful frameworks, scripts, utilities, tools into one big package, and also gathered lots of experience, and these helped a lot in the past few months. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you are as hyped about this new game as I am. Don't forget to subscribe, join our Discord server, and see you next time.